to a flat glass meeting for we'll start with comments and concerns right now because Leslie is here to answer any questions. Jennifer, you have something up? I'm sure you do.
Well, is this about I don't know if we addressed her about that letter going around about the job. I got to pull up my email. The question about the enforcement. I don't think that's her, right?
I think it's
the one that Joe sent about charter communication. That's more
I
enforcement.
have an email to share on. I'm sorry to interrupt. I do have an email to share on that, and plus, I believe Pam Brown is still with us.
Yeah, so that's more PM. I don't think I have anything for Leslie at this point, unless there's just more discussion about, well, we're not in session anyway, but about, the regulations. I mean, we're back at that again. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that the letter about charter actually ties into the issue that deals with the regulations. It's all connected, right? So,
yeah.
Which, our recommendation last year was that the statute be amended to so that the policymakers at the legislature could clarify what, in fact, they thought was needed to be licensable work and what they thought didn't. Because no matter what we do on the regulations end, presuming it even makes it through regs review, which is a presumption I'm not willing to make. But no matter what happens, it has an impact on the industry. And we, again, as we discussed last year and have discussed for a while, more than last year, we don't feel that, we're not the policymakers. We're the regulatory agency. So we need to know what the policymakers intended to do here, and they need to clarify it from our perspective. And so that's sort of where we're stuck, and it is also why the letter says what it says. So
I guess we didn't see this letter yet. So
okay, well, that's again, that teeters back and that goes over to sort of well, it's connected. That's beyond what I'm doing. But all I'm saying is, so for next session, I just we're working on our proposals for next session, and I know that the General Law Committee is starting to work on taking proposals. So if you're going to propose a change again, then I would advise that you send it over to the General Law Committee now, even though there's an election. The leadership is still pretty engaged. So.
Well, we're not proposing any changes. We're proposing the regulations that we've had under our belt here for the last 17 years. We just would like to have them established.
But the problem is, given the changes in the industry and this issue that's emerged over the last few years, whether we were to submit for consideration the regulatory language that was worked on before or not, there's going to be there's policy implications that have an impact on the industry. And the general law, and what we discussed last year, and why there was a bill raised by somebody last year, not us, by someone, I don't know who. It was to clarify that definition and to do it in statute so that we would sort of be done because we're not policymakers. We're regulators.
We understand that, but the change in industry, is that for every trade that is out there? Because the trades are definitely changing. So are they all coming under the same scrutiny as the glass industry?
This isn't about this is about an issue that's come up in this industry over and over again. Right? That's
yes,
what this is about.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Well, I think
if there are other changes in other trades, I'm just saying with this issue, which you're all looking for the regs to be, adopted. We're saying, given the changes in this area, we don't feel comfortable without policymakers weighing in on what they meant originally with respect to this license. And so it would be good to have that clarification from policymakers. They make the policy. What you're asking us to do goes beyond just writing a regulation for how you make the rules for a policy they've established. The policy now is in question. It's not clear.
So I think our concern is we understand that we either need to do regs or through the legislator, and then obviously everything got ixnayed with the whole COVID situation. But it was our understanding in those minutes from 2017 that until something was changed, glass that you're now saying is not glazing, or enforcement is saying, is in fact supposed to be still treated. It says, further, Avalon noted that relative to glass modular walls, the department will follow current policy, which requires a license for this type of work. So
Okay,
if it's not changed anything in regulations or statutes.
I'm telling you, I'm just on the legislative end telling you, I have to get to this other meeting because it's actually, again, it's about COVID vaccinations and you know, with pharmacy. So I gotta go to this meeting and I'm late for it. But that's something that Pam and others can speak to. But I'm saying on our end, the bill that someone had raised last year to clarify what policymakers meant is, you know, hopefully you'll do it again, or whoever did it will do it again, because we really need clarification.
Yep.
Thank you, Leslie, for your time. Maybe next time we can all get together. You can give us a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. This meeting just, DPH is, you know, going to start a campaign to get people, once there is a vaccine, to have people get vaccinated at pharmacies. So, and obviously we regulate pharmacies too. So I thank you, and I'm sorry that I have to jump off, but that's the situation. So, you know, feel free to contact me offline after, or next meeting. I'll be there.
Thank you again.
Thanks. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye. Morning, Karen.
Morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
All right. Now, since we've given our due diligence to Leslie, let's get back on track here. I'd like to get a motion for minutes of the previous meeting. Has everybody received them?
Yeah.
Carl, Joe?
I'll
John?
make the motion. Yep, I saw him.
Okay.
I'll
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor of accepting the minutes from the July 16th meeting?
Aye.
Thank you.
So Carl made the motion?
No.
John made it, I believe. John made the motion?
Was
And
it John? Okay,
John and I second.
Jennifer second.
Yes, I did.
you did. Okay.
DCP Investigations Division, I'm going to skip the comments and concerns for later on the meeting. Okay. Anybody here from the complaint division?
Pamela Brown, Director of Investigations. Janita Hamill will report out.
Good morning, Pamela. How are you today?
Good morning. Wonderful.
Hi, Pam.
Really? That didn't sound like a good wonderful to me. So.
I'm swamped, but I'm here.
Okay, great. We've got, I believe, in front of us, if all members have that, the complaint for a consumer complaint for workmanship sent to the glass board for Mr. Michael Romanelli. Is that correct? Does everybody have that?
Yep, I saw that.
Okay. John, Frank, Carl,
Yes.
you have that? And now it's closed as current, I guess?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this is the only complaint we have?
It's the only closed complaint.
It's the only closed complaint,
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Chairman.
All right. So the
There
rest,
is new complaints. There is a new complaint in the time frame from June 1st through to August 31st, which is the current 2-month time frame for the reporting out to the boards.
okay.
And there is the one that's closed, which you have that information that's shown on the spreadsheet, sir.
Correct. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Oh, and for the record, this is Janita Hamill.
Morning.
Morning, Janita.
Morning.
Any questions for the DCP?
Well, I mean,
Complaints?
I'm questioning this charter communication email that I'm just a little concerned about when I read it.
Okay, so I sent an email to Karen this morning. Julianne had another commitment. She was going to address you this morning. However, she's unable to be here. So she suggested that perhaps the chair would give her a call or an email, or you can schedule her for the next board meeting. However, if it's something that we need to address sooner, you might want to send an email.
Yeah.
You send me that email?
Which one, John?
The one you have concern, Frontier?
Yeah, were you on it? Let me I'll forward it right now to you.
Thanks.
Did everybody else see that email? I don't know who else.
I believe I did.
I think Carl and Frank I saw were on it.
I saw to see that.
Yeah, everybody else was on this.
Yes, I mean, so, you know, again, my concern with this is we were told status quo, and now all of a sudden we're hearing otherwise. So I'm just confused as to, yeah, what is going on here.
Yeah, you'll need to address that with Julianne. So perhaps an email. She was not able to attend. She was made aware through Rich's email, but she had another prior commitment during this time.
Yeah.
We're going to have to, I believe, as a board, find out when the prior commitments are scheduled so that we might be able to get 5 minutes of everyone's time as the redheaded stepchild here. So
that's what it feels like.
Yep.
We will be in touch with Julianne.
This is Richard Hurlburt. Hey, Pam, I think the board just wanted to see the letter that was sent to the contractor saying that certain scope of work was exempt or did not fall within the definition of glass work.
It's all glass.
Is that possible?
With due respect, there was no letter. It's an email.
Oh, okay.
There was no letter. We don't send letters. It's an email. And it came from a discussion with the legal department. So that's why Julianne and the legal department need to be on.
Okay.
Because that email came from guidance we received from the legal department. So legal has to discuss this with the board, not enforcement, not me, not my inspector.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, that clears up a lot of stuff then. Everybody thought it was some kind of letter that the inspector drops off saying it's in compliance or not in compliance.
No, Mr. Hurlburt, we don't do that. And because there's been such a confusion about what is or is not, when and when not, it is glazing work. And as Chairman Fusco stated at the beginning, that this is a 17-year odyssey.
Yeah, that's a good.
We need to have this clarified. And because of that, and whenever there's a question, I present it to my director. I am told to bring it to the legal department. And unfortunately, there was some confusion, and that's why Julianne Avalon stated that Mr. Chairman or the board members or Mr. Fazzino can contact her regarding that. But the department does not put out a letter, and we do not just go blindly saying, oh, this is or this isn't. We ask for guidance from the legal department always. Thank you, and I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. We're just all becoming aware that Julianne would be accepting our calls. We thought we had different channels to go through. And maybe now that it's cleared up, she will be hearing from us in the legal department.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your time and allowing me to speak.
Thank you. Thank you for your input. You cleared up something for us.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions for Janita?
Nope.
Joseph?
Nope, nothing from me.
Okay. Thank you. And is Pamela still on board?
Yes, I'm still on. Thank you very much. Have a
Thank
good day,
you,
everyone.
Pamela. You too.
Thank you. Thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay. Old business. This is the legislative proposals.
Yep.
Bill 250, an act concerning flat glass occupational licensing. That was taken. That was the
Well,
bill we're speaking over right now.
That was our definition.
Right. Of glass work.
And actually, I found I was just bidding a job the other day, and in the blueprints was a very simple statement under section 0880, which is glass and glazing. It says description of work, glass includes prime glass, processed glass, and fabricated glass products, period. Glazing includes glass installation and materials used to install glass, period. That's in a nutshell.
Simple.
So, you know, I'm tired of hearing about this. I know we're beating a dead horse, but I'm just tired of hearing about tempered glass with polished edges being pre-glazed. It's got to stop.
Ridiculous.
I mean, we're down to the point where why do we have a trade license? That's sort of how I'm starting to feel after feeling like I just beat my head against the wall for umpteen years now, and we're getting nowhere except for just being told, oh, you need to do this. No, you need to do that. You do this, do that. And we're just constantly pulled back and forth, and we're getting nowhere. And I think the trade is getting whatever you want to say. I don't know the exact.
We've been beaten to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the point where what is it? Why don't you tell us what our job is? Because apparently I'm not even sure anymore. Everybody's got a piece to take from it. So why do we have a license? Why are we going through this at this point? Is
Richard still here?
Tiring. It's really tiring.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
They ask industry experts,
here,
they're asking industry experts, and then we tell them, and then they're saying, well, we don't think you're right. We prefer to listen to Red Thread or whoever other company is doing demountable wall systems. We trust their opinion, or we trust what the carpenters have to say, or we trust what the ironworkers have to say. But, you know, glazers, you don't know what your job is, so we're going to just tell you what your job is.
It's ridiculous.
It's tiring. I'm tired of hearing about it. Just tired.
Richard?
That's my soapbox for a minute.
I sent everybody a copy of the Senate bill that was proposed last February by email. So everybody should have that in their email now.
Okay.
So I presume who wanted to raise that last year will be sending the same bill in for 21.
Right. I believe that's the CGDA one. Jess, that's our bill, 250? Yeah.
Is Jessica here?
Yep.
Yeah, she's on. Yeah. That's the glass dealers one that was put up.
And we've gone through this, and Richard, you'll attest to it, all over the years with all the different attorneys. And produced the same regs for the last 5 or 6 years. I can't remember the last attorney's name that we had to deal with. Then he said, okay, well, now you got to go to the law committee. So I believe that's how we ended up going to the law committee for the bill raised was 250 through the CGDA.
Right, because I guess the department took the position that they cannot amend the regulations unless there's a little more statutory authority, which is what is trying to be done now.
Okay, statutory authority.
Right, they feel that the statute definition of flat glass was insufficient to word the regs the way the board wanted them. So that's the reason for that raised bill in 2020 there that I just sent you all a duplicate copy of.
So back in 2001, when they agreed to go for a license, it was just a 2-line sentence. It said
Right.
what a glass job or a glass glazer did, or an auto glass technician did.
Right, it was too vague. And the same thing occurred with the sheet metal workers became a licensed trade. I don't know when, but around that time as well. And they recently, about 3-4 years ago, had to expand their definition to encompass sheet metal work, you know. So they ran into the same type of problem where the statute language had to be added to so that sheet metal workers could do duct work and also do the adjustments to do the balancing of the ductwork through the diffusers and the different mechanisms used to create the flow of the air. So,
And were they able to get it done?
yeah, they did get it done. Yep.
So I sense that you were part of this, and I was wondering, could you tell me who was fighting them on that?
That wasn't really a big battle, except that I think our department said we can't do anything for you unless you amend the statute to make your definition broader, so then we could do the regs. So same scenario. And in their case, they just worded the statute exactly what they wanted the regs to say that couldn't be done. And so we didn't have to do any additional regs. They just put all the language into the statute that they wanted.
And they went through the law committee also?
Oh yeah, yep. They went through a rep and a state rep either, and the general law committee, and went through the process.
Jennifer, Joe, did you hear that?
Yep.
Yeah. A little different with us.
Yeah, we have too many other people. The carpenters need to get their own license, and the elevator or the sheet metal, whatever, they all need their own license, and stop piggybacking on ours. That's the problem.
They say there's new things happening in our industry, but these demountable glass wall systems are
Joe, you have to land that jet that you're in.
Yeah, Joe,
systems that we've all had forever. They just renamed them, moved them in different done these walls for. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, we lost your audio there. You're gotta come back from Mars.
Well, years ago, I think we were told that we have to get it to the architects. I think this is still going to be the situation, to get to the architect to say that the glass should be installed by a licensed glazer. So, all right.
I just don't understand why we need to redefine something in the dictionary. Glazing is a verb. It's the installing of the glass. I just don't understand how much more, how you're going to reword that.
We have to teach English in the high schools. So that when they get to become a state senator or a state rep, they understand English. So anyway, enough of my sarcastic comment today. John, how you doing? Where is he? He left.
No, he's there. He needs to unmute himself.
Hi.
Hi, John.
How are you? Good.
We're on the old business, and I'm asking you just a question: how you doing with the follow-up for that matter for the 2020 legislation of Bill 5294?
Well,
talk to somebody.
Jim Amon said that they monitor it daily, and it is their understanding that the legislator is only taking up electrical company issues right now. So he knows of nothing going on.
So we're up to date then, obviously.
Well, the one thing, I don't know, we can ask Jessica maybe to talk a little bit about what's going on with Agris.
Is Jessica here?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Jessica.
Yep, so CGDA signed a contract with Agres to promote the auto glass program and materials that they have. So we're starting to market that and brand that. I'm not sure where we're at with, and maybe Richard could speak to this, the sessions for the PSI exam question reviews was postponed. I'm not sure if that has been rescheduled.
Not yet, but we're good. I'm good now, so.
Okay. John, did you hear anything about the auto glass portion of it?
No, I did not.
Okay, so I'll follow up
I would
with.
assume that now that they're involved, you know, it would kind of be a three-way thing, I would imagine, correct?
Yes, and I'm working with Seth Mayman at Agres for that. So as soon as it gets rescheduled with PSI.
Yeah, so they would need to get, Richard may need to get one or two of the Agres people on the SME list so that Linda can get them on.
I sent Linda Seth's information, but I'll send it to Richard too.
Yeah, I think Richard has to approve it. If I remember what Linda said, he approves it. Linda says it.
But I have to know who these people are and everything else and what they represent and things of that nature. And then hopefully we can come up with dates. We're looking at October, last week of October. This is not firmed yet, but we're looking at October 27th, 28th, and 29th. That's a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Yep, so far I'm fine, yep.
Well, PSI, obviously, all their test developers and Linda down there and everything else, they all have schedules too. So
right.
That's the 3 dates that I came up with where I'm not blocked and other meetings aren't being held and things of this nature. So, so it's far enough out for everybody.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can go forward on it.
Great.
And there's no way to do it in person, right?
No, they won't let. She's in Florida,
right?
And you know the rest of them are in probably COVID states too. So I mean, it's not like they could just fly here, you know.
Right.
And they're not going to fly here and then sit around for 14 days or whatever the requirements are. And everything's changing every week on that issue. So.
Is there a possibility of us being in person?
It's highly unlikely. We can't even use the state office building for the public.
Well, we need, if we have more than 4 people. Hello?
You can have 25 indoors.
I'm sorry?
I think you can have 25 indoors.
No, I'm saying for our board to either sit in at a place. I mean, I've got a hall that I could put people in if we have to. Social distance is big enough. If we need 3 or 4 members of the board to do the question and answers for the flat glass and or auto glass.
Well, I mean, Linda's going to put it all up on a screen like you would normally see anyway if you went to a hotel or whatever the case may be. So.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't want to complicate things. I just want to get it done at this point, you know.
We hear you. How many years has it been since we changed those questions?
I hope. 4? Yeah, at least 4, but you know, we'll see.
Yeah, with the new curriculum that's up and running, we've got students in there, so the time is of the essence.
Right. I mean, that's a 3-year program, so we're treading water pretty soon here.
Yep.
Okay, well, we'll jump on as soon as we can. I'm pretty good right now. I think looking at the dates that you gave us, 27, 28, and 29. If anybody else is.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Jen.
Yeah, I booked it.
Jessica, you're all set with that? Yep. Now, Richard, would that be either 2 of those days or all 3?
Well, I think the way Linda had it set up last time, the first 2 days are flat glass and the last day is auto glass with John and whoever else on the board wants to be part of that.
Okay.
You know, certainly anybody on the board is welcome just to listen in and maybe you might even give input, you know. So we'll see.
All righty. Joe Wayne is working on questions. Joe, where is he?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can hear you.
Okay, good. Yep.
I know he was working on about 100 questions or so.
Yep, he was working on them.
Okay. Next. Any other questions on PSI? So I guess I'm assuming that the second part of the PSI did not happen also.
No, because she wanted to do them all in a row, so.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that. All righty. Any new business? Or we discussed it, all the new business.
Mhm.
Any correspondence?
You
Richard,
do have
anything?
people, participants there that might want to speak. I'm not sure.
Oh.
In the chat area.
Howard.
Comments or concerns of any person present today?
So there is Elizabeth Connelly over, Ed, if you hover over where it says participants, you should be able to get a sidebar over there.
I'll just tap it. The participants, I just tap it.
Yeah, tap on attendees. There's 2 of them.
Okay, what do I got here?
Okay, she's saying, no need, I don't need to say anything, thanks. Thank you.
And Elizabeth, where is Elizabeth from? If I might ask. Anita, excuse me, Anita Schepker?
Let me,
Can you talk to her, Karen?
yeah, I can. Give me 1 second, please.
Sure.
I think she represents Safelight.
Okay, I have allowed it so that she can speak. Elizabeth,
Okay.
can you hear us?
Hi, yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we're all set. We don't need to stop. We were just listening.
That's it?
And what about
eavesdropping on us?
Yeah, we're just eavesdropping.
Is that Anita?
She hopped off.
Okay. Do you have anything to add to the bill that we talked about? This is John. I'm part of the Auto Glass 5294.
No, that's why we're listening in. That's what we do. We're just monitoring stuff and just listening in.
Do you have some input for John when we do have to go back to this legislative session that you would like to send to us?
I don't think so, but I will follow up with Anita and have her do that if she thinks we should.
Okay, you represent.
The board would be happy to work with you.
Okay, yeah, no, that's great. I'll follow up with Anita after this and let her know.
Great, thanks.
And you guys are from Safelight, John said?
No.
Yeah, we do have Safelight as a client.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Where are you from, though?
We work at Capital Consulting. It's a lobbying firm.
Okay.
Oh, okay, great.
And who's Howard?
Howard is one of the DCP. He's our coworker.
Oh, okay.
For the DCP staff.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He's just
So Capital Consulting is in Connecticut?
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time and hanging in there with us.
Yeah, of course.
And Jessica, can we get together before the October 29th? I'll give you a contact. Send me some dates, whatever. Good for you.
Yes.
Thanks.
Okay, so those were comments and concerns of any person present today. Jen, would you like to make a statement or anything?
I still have a comment, Eddie.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joe.
I think I've said enough.
If I may.
Go ahead, Joe.
My comment is, all these other trades that have licenses, the licenses are good for their whole entire trade. Our license doesn't seem to be applicable to our trade. It's just about picking up a piece of glass that's not been polished and putting in a hole. I don't understand how come ours gets whittled down to just this one little act of our whole trade, and everybody else's trade, it encompasses everything they do. I mean, what happened? I don't get it. This is crazy.
What happened, Joe, was that from the beginning, they would snowball us a little bit with our regulations. And every time, like I said earlier, every time we went to give our regulations, we had to deal with a different attorney who wasn't familiar with the trade. And then it got to the point where we, and I think you were part of that, we brought in a dog and pony show to show them what we did.
Right.
It still didn't resonate. So we're back to square one.
I mean, but I think if they went back to the original days that you guys were in legislate, you know, sitting on the floor and arguing this thing all out and why we needed the license, and if they take the minutes of those meetings, they'd hear what the trade was and why they thought it needed to be put out there for the public safety, and you know, and they'd see what this trade is, not what they turned it into. I mean, the original architects of this thing meant for this whole trade to be covered with a license, I believe.
Well, and my problem with this is that the legal department for the state told us one thing flat out, that they were going to absolutely keep it until something changed. This was our trade. So why they're deviating from that on a case of enforcement, it just blows my mind.
Absolutely right. I mean, it came right out of her mouth.
Nothing has changed. We haven't been able to put a reg in. We haven't been able to change the law. Nothing has happened. So therefore, it's status quo. That's our work. Period.
Exactly. That's glazing work.
So they're allowed to just change the rules midstream and constantly bulldoze over. Constantly. It's like our board has no authority, no knowledge. I mean, look at how many people on this board, you want over 100 years of, more than 100 years.
More than that.
More than 100. Carl and Frank and me and Ed, and I mean, just that alone, add those numbers up.
Yeah.
You're telling the people that, I don't know.
Yeah. And what I was trying to say earlier when my sound went out was, you know, these demountable glass wall systems are just interior glazing systems that have always been around. Now they call them something else and move them to a different package. It's still a glazing system.
So they get the tax write-off. That's all.
Right, and that's all it is. But yet they move it into a furniture package. No, this is new to this is brand new, evolving industry. It's baloney.
No, it's not.
It's glazing. It's always been a glazing system. Glass that needs to be set into a frame that's already been set in. That's glazing. I mean, come on. It's crazy.
It's simple for us, but not for other people.
It's kind of disheartening. It's just disheartening a little bit about.
It's very disheartening
because they're talking out of two sides of the gate here. And 1 minute it's, their hands are tied until things get changed. So you'd think they'd have the motivation to help us get it changed, but no, they're too busy doing other things. And then underneath, going behind the scenes and saying, "Oh, don't worry, just do the work, do the work, do the work."
Exactly. Well, just keep doing it because it's not going to be less. That's unbelievable.
Now they're setting a precedent. So what's going to happen next time? And then you're going to try to pull it back? Yeah.
No, we're never going to get by the General Law Committee because those guys are already been bought and sold.
Yeah.
We've already discussed it with those guys. And they're telling us we need to talk to the other side and make an arrangement. That's what they're telling us.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
There will never be an arrangement made because that's.
I know. It is. It's glazing work. You can't call it something else. You know, it's glass being glazed into a system. That's glazing. Unbelievable. So anyway, that's my comment, Eddie. Thank you very much for letting me speak.
Thank you, Joe.
And so how do we go about does our board, what do? We need to write a letter to Avalon because she's now saying that, we need to request her at our November 19th meeting now. So she puts it on her calendar.
I would think so.
And prior to, we need to send some sort of email if that's what we have to do and ask for some kind of clarification as to where
the law department stands on it.
Where her ruling came from.
Yeah, how did she come up with that ruling is right. I mean, she said it needs a license. She's the one that said it.
Yeah.
I see Karen nodding her head yes, so.
Well, no, I'm acknowledging that you probably will want me to request that Julianne Avalon and probably Leslie will ask that they attend the next meeting.
Yeah.
Did you want me to do that?
Oh,
that's possible.
Absolutely.
So
3 months from now.
Right. Well, No, I will do that right away, and then.
But in the meantime, we need a letter. We need
Right.
an email. We got to send an email out and find out what the status, from the board to find out, to start the process so that when we talk to her in November, we are not pushing it to next February again.
Yeah.
Well,
We
I'll
need some
send an
time to
email
digest it.
that you would like her to attend, and then if there's any other information you would like me to pass on in the
Well,
meantime.
maybe you can ask her, tell her we'd like her to attend, and prior to the meeting, maybe within the next couple weeks, we would like to have some kind of reasoning or her determination of why that opinion was passed on to the inspectors. On what merit, on what anything, where did that
Put
decision
in an
come
email
from?
what exactly, like in your words, what you're looking for her to come forward with. It might be better if.
Yeah.
Can you write it up, Jen?
I'll forward the email that Joe sent the board, and I'll forward it to her and ask her if she can clarify why the decision was made. Why, inspection was saying.
I'll go ahead and make sure that she knows that you would like her to attend the November 19th meeting. I'll do that right away. I'll do it today.
Definitely.
Don't you be asking her for a copy of the email that the contractor claimed he received that states the work that he or she is performing is not licensable?
Right.
I think we
don't
have
even know
that.
what it says yet. We don't know what it says yet, other than apparently that person saying it says that they don't need to be licensed.
I think Joe saw a copy of it, right?
Yeah, Richard, I think I attached it to the email that I sent back and to the board as well.
Oh.
That stated from that Mr. Sargent, DCP enforcement guy, that they decided that work does not require a license. It's pretty plain as day. And
but I thought Janita said it didn't come from the inspector, that it came from the legal division and was forwarded.
The letter came from Mr. Sargent. The email, the email came from Mr. Sargent.
Right.
The board has it.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah, the email came from Sargent, but he was directed by Avalon, according to what Janita said, that they didn't make the decision. They were told by Avalon, Ms. Avalon, what to say. They didn't come up with that on their own. That came from Eagle. I'm pretty sure that's what I heard Janita say, that she didn't make that decision.
I'm sure we can get you a copy of that letter, Richard, if you'd like to look at it.
Yeah, well, maybe I'd gotten it. I didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
But it'd be good. I'd like to read it to see what he wrote. Did he allude in the letter that this is the opinion of DCP Legal Division?
Offhand, I can't remember exactly what it said right now. I'm on my phone on this, so I can't even look it up.
All right, thank you.
I have a request when you guys are done.
Oh, we're almost there. Also, I have the minutes from 2017. Ms. Avalon noted that the board's definitions regarding glazing work will not be moving forward until more outreach and gathering of information from industry and all other interested parties has been completed. In addition, she also explained the regulatory approval process to the board for their information. And that's under her, something she said on November 17th, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And she's gonna meet us on the 19th, not bad. The 2017, that's when these minutes are from. So, John, you got to say something? I'm done.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm going out of the way because my dog is barking like a maniac here. I have the email here if you want me to read what Matthew wrote.
Yes.
Says the Department of Consumer Protection has reviewed the document that Transwall has submitted and the work required for installation. The department has concluded that the installation of interior frameless glass doors in this case does not constitute glazer work and does not require licensed glazers to perform its installation. Transwall has confirmed the glass at issue is not load bearing and the edges are polished and require no further glazing on site. Based upon the specific circumstance of this project, licensed glazers are not required for this installation.
Such baloney. 2,200 pieces of raw glass.
They're not.
Well,
doors,
that's the
so it-
reason why you need to change the statutory wording of your definition, so.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen now?
No.
Okay. And when you got a company, a corporation telling us what glass doors are.
But I was saying it's not all glass doors. So that's, again, what did they send them? There's got to be some more details to what they sent.
They're taking the company's word for what the work is instead of course, this COVID thing is stopping everybody. If they went out there and looked at the project, they'd see. If they looked at the prints, they'd see. It's a bunch of metal goes up in the rooms and glass gets glazed into it.
Well, that's what should be requested of the legal division, Jen, when you contact. You should ask them for what documents were submitted by Transwall, including related plans and specifications for the material and the product being used. So the board can take a look at the opinion of the legal division.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and it would be nice if the board asked us, you know, hey, what do you think?
You would think.
Or if DCP said, you know.
Does this look like glass to you?
Right.
Okay. Well, we know where we got to go. We just got to get there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, Richard, thank you for your input.
Thanks, Richard.
Yep.
So John, you had something you needed to say?
I'm looking, okay. Yes, John, I'm sorry, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, I'm probably going to get this, I'm confused or wrong, so this is the reason for my request. I think the last meeting we kind of talked extensively about 5294, and if my memory serves me correctly, I believe it was Leslie that maybe had kind of stated that they notified or DCP notified. Their stance was that they wanted us to work. They wanted whoever the party that was supporting 5294 to work with the board. Is there any way we can research that and let me know if I was correct and maybe put it in the next meeting minutes?
Who were they going to send to work with you? They were going to send someone?
I don't know. I think whoever was talking last time, they had said that, you know, they had reached out and said, listen, we want everything, this bill to kind of go. They were against it. I'm not sure. This is why I'm asking for maybe research of the notes, and they wanted any action to go through the board because of the fact that, you know, the CGDA and AGRIS and other companies and so on and so forth were against 5294. So just for a clarification, if we, what they said, what the stance from DCP was, maybe put in the notes.
Well, we could,
right?
Hello? I can go back and see what was said if you'd like me to.
In the minutes.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Yep.
Thank you, Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was recently, I believe, right? So it was probably
that was our last meeting.
Right? Talking about the last meeting, yeah. Yeah, I can see what was said, and then I can email you with that, and then we can go from there as far as what should go in the minutes.
Thank you.
Regarding that. So
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Would you copy me on that, please, Karen?
Yep.
Thank you. Set? Are you set, John?
Yeah, thanks.
Anybody else? Carl?
No, I've got no questions, no input. Frustrated, very frustrated with it.
As we all are, trust me. As a glazer for over 43 years, I'm a little frustrated at the fact that someone else wants to do my trade, has no knowledge about it whatsoever, and now they're telling me what glass is.
All you have to do is open up Webster Dictionary to get the definition.
Exactly.
Very simple.
And the legal department is changing the definition. I don't see how that can happen.
And I don't understand what the big fascination is with these big furniture companies of why they have so much power over. I don't understand. I mean, doesn't it create more revenue for the state if it is glazers work and you need more glazers, and then you can fine them for doing work that it's like they're shooting themselves in their own foot. I don't know. We brought them so many cases of things that they could have, you know, benefited from, and it just falls on deaf ears, I guess. I don't know.
Just the licensing alone will create some enormous amount of money, getting all these people licensed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Carl, if that's true, that would be, you know, it'd be, I don't know, my opinion, it would be a lot easier just to take the Webster's dictionary description and try and make that your bill.
That's basically what we did with the definition, but they're fighting it, saying that, you know, we basically, it's not a load now apparently it has to be a load bearing wall. Where did that come from?
Well, I think they just want you to go through the, excuse me, they want you to go through
the building code.
Legislator.
Well, that's, yeah, they wanted us to do that 17 years ago. Then they said, no, it's just a reg. And then we did the reg. No, now it's legislator. It's been back and forth so many times. Nobody knows what the right path is.
Unbelievable. Everybody, I apologize, but I have to go. I got to go into another meeting. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks, Joe.
Oh yeah, sure, Joe.
I know.
I know. I have a 10 o'clock too. I got to run.
See you later.
Some dates, please, when you're available.
Okay.
Well, when's the next this meeting? You have that?
November 19th.
Oh, there it is right there. Sorry.
November 19th.
All right.
Got it.
Any more comments or concerns today? Could I get a motion for adjournment then? If that's
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Frank. Second.
I'll second.
Carl. All in favor?
Aye. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.
Karen, are you still there somewhere?
I'm still here. I am going to stop the recording.
Thank you for hosting this. We appreciate it very much. Richard, I know his microphone is off. But Richard, thank you for your input. We always appreciate you being here, guiding us.
Absolutely.
And, you've done very well for us over the years, and we will continue to hopefully to keep this relationship going.
Thank you.
John?
Thank you.
Take care.